Morning, everybody. Gator with eCells e-bikes. Today we're going to do a change out of a 5-star 2 controller. Very similar to the change out of a 5-star controller. The only thing that changes is how you access the components due to the battery, and we'll show you the difference on the original style at the end of this video. I do have a touch of laryngitis, so we're doing our best, and please, thank you for your support in this. We're going to start with the bike upside down to make everything easier, and we're going to remove the battery. Anytime you're doing any type of work, especially with the controllers, it's very important that you disconnect the batteries and remove them before doing any work. Otherwise, the connections can create a power surge when you first plug things in, and you could very easily destroy your brand new controller. We're going to start with undoing all the zip ties from the controller, holding all this wiring harness together, and disconnecting the rear motor, as the rear motor connection is part of the controller. We're going to unplug all the wires coming from the controller to the bike's wiring harness. The reason why you need to remove the battery is so that we can access the connections in here, because you don't always get the ability to get to this wiring. If you cannot, you need to remove the front battery cover, and we will show you how to do that after we disconnect the controller. To remove the controller, we're going to use a number 4 Allen and just do the 4 Allen screws from the controller to the plate. The Phillips screws are just holding this plate on, and it's just a lot more difficult removing the Phillips screws than just removing the 4 Allens. Save you a step. Now we'll just pull the controller out from the bottom and remove it. The reason we didn't have to remove this bottom battery receiver was this is a single battery bike, and there's enough room that you saw I was able to pull the wiring out to get to. If this was a dual battery model, there would have been a battery balancer inside, and you wouldn't have been able to do it that way, in which case you would have to remove the bottom battery receiver harness. A number 3 Allen, remove the 3 screws, and remove the bottom wire harness. Okay, we now have our new controller. We're going to make sure to feed all the wiring up through the opening of this yoke. We now have all our wiring pulled up through the yoke, and now we'll reinstall the controller. Now we will just re-secure the controller to the mount plate. We're going to go ahead and reconnect this motor connection, making sure the connection is secure and tight. What I like to do is I give it a twist or two, push them together, making sure it's as tight as connection as possible. We've found that even a little bit loose is that, even though the connection seems secure, can mess with your pedal assist features and your throttle. You need to make sure that this is fully seated and tight. We'll go ahead and put our zip tie back on to make sure that we're holding the rear motor wire in place where it needs to be. Now I'm going to rerun the connection from the battery receiver, and I'm just going to use my finger here, run it through the frame so we can pull it out this end and make that connection. Once this connection's made, I like to use a zip tie to come through and secure that connection. Now it doesn't matter what type of riding environment you're in. You don't have to worry about this ever vibrating loose, coming disconnected, or causing any type of arcing, so that you get power and delivery from the battery at optimum performance. Now we will remount the front battery's bottom receiver back to our number 3 Allen, and all we're going to do is just line the bolt holes up so that it matches. I only put one screw in at a time loosely so that I can manipulate the receiver to make sure all the bolt holes line up before I snug it down. Okay, we're going to reconnect our wiring harness, and this is the trapezoid looking connection with 9 pins. This is the connection of the wiring that comes out at the top of the frame of your bike. This is what your display and everything plugs into, so you want to make sure it's secured. And as you see with almost every connection on this bike, it's keyed with arrows. Make sure you align them up and fully connect. This particular bike is a cadence sensor, so we're going to make that connection. It's the only yellow triangle there is. Simple one. And our yellow round wire for this particular model is the tail light. So we'll make that connection, and as always, keyed. Make sure you align. All of our connections are made, so now let's get all this wiring tucked in back into the frame and out of the way of the bottom bracket. As you see, there's plenty of room. Just get it all stuffed in. Here's a prime example. I'm on the outside. That's going to keep this loose. Let's run it to the inside. That way we can get all of the slack out of the wiring as possible and into this cavity. We have all of our wiring tucked away. So I'm just going to put a zip tie on this again to help keep all our wiring together and from being loose. The motor wire, I'm going to use a secondary one to make sure that we get that protected and tucked out of the way as well. There we go. We have now successfully changed the controller on a 5-star too. When you turn the bike back over, put your battery back in, you're ready to rock and roll. As I stated, this was a single battery model. If this was a dual battery model, you would have a battery balancer inside, such as this. If we notice on the battery balancer, one side of the balancer has 2 connections, The other side only has one. The two connection side is your battery input. The single connection side is the controller, and this would be the one that you would have to access and unplug. And as you see with the size of this component into the cavity, you would definitely want to remove this bottom battery receiver to be able to access it properly and not do a bunch of tugging on wiring you don't need to. The battery inputs, as opposed to the controller, is a different connection. Battery input does not care what's front, what's rear on a model bike that only reads one battery. If you had a dual battery display that shows each battery individually, the connections are keyed A and B or F and R to make sure that you're reading your proper battery. And if you have a model bike where you have a side mount battery, as always, remove the battery. With this model, you would remove this screw from the plate and this screw, and that would allow you to access the same components that are in the frame. It's just a different way to access them. One thing to note, if you do have this style and you remove this cap, you have two different screws. One is pointed, one is a flat. The pointed screw goes down into the frame. The flat screw goes into the down tube. If you put the pointed screw in here, there's an excellent chance that this screw will damage and cause problems with the wiring behind it, and you could conceivably ruin your new controller. We've now gone over how to change out a controller on a 5-star and the 5-star 2 model. It doesn't matter what model bike you have. The basics of changing the controller doesn't change. The only thing that does change is how you would gain access to the controller or the components. Those do change by the model bike, so look at what model bike you have and make sure you watch the appropriate video of how to access the bottom basket if that's the type you have, or be a side mount battery or an intake battery from the front. The only thing that changes is how you access the controller and the wiring. I hope this video was very informative, helpful. Thank you for your patience with my touch of laryngitis. And as always, whether you can speak clearly or not, wear your helmet.